So I remember around that time, Jason House called me, and Jason's a fucking great friend of mine. He's been super solid with me, and he probably has one of the most stacked fight roster.
Has he signed Cam yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I saw on Cage Side.
One of the most stacked rosters in the fucking world. Like,
Yeah.
he manages some of the best guys in the world. But he called me around that time, and he was like, bro, we got to figure out what we're going to do with Cam. This kid is talking about retiring. I don't know if you and him had a conversation.
Oh, yeah, he called me.
must
He was
have,
like,
yeah.
hey, man, I still believe me. I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, it's a wrap.
So he called me after that, and he's like, I feel that we need to talk to him. You call him, talk to Adrian, whatever. Let's figure this out because this kid is way too talented to have that mindset. And I was like, well, let's just figure out. Give him some time first. Let him sit back. And then let's get him an opponent that's going to fight his style and his game and figure out what to do. Like, obviously, you ain't had no walkthroughs.
Yeah.
If you look at your fights, you ain't had no gimmies.
Yeah.
Every fight has been tough for him. Yeah.
But there's a difference in matching somebody with his style versus like a collegiate wrestler or somebody that's a jiu-jitsu guy or a striker or whatever. And eventually, or I'm sure you've already seen him with us. Shane Torres was a wrestler.
Okay.
You'll probably see. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows how I feel about that. When you go to the UFC, you might very well just meet a guy that likes to wrestle.
Yeah.
But we figured we needed to get him a striker or somebody like that. And I don't remember after that conversation who was the fight that we matched you with.
Dylan King.
Was it Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
So he fought Dylan, which was an up-and-coming stud amateur. He was coming in, and Dylan had faced a little adversity as well. But the fight made sense, and
Right.
he clipped you.
Yeah.
And
Fucking
you
put
fought
me
through
out.
it,
Yeah.
and then you fucking clipped him, and here we are. But what
The
I'm
rest
saying
is
is,
history.
yeah. So like, just to follow up on that, like, had Jason not gave a fuck, or he was one of these managers that didn't care, he would have not picked up the phone and called me and said, "Man, we got to figure this shit out because this kid's talented."
You know, it's
Yeah.
great. Even at that time, I hadn't signed with him yet.
Oh, you hadn't?
I hadn't signed with him yet. He was just like, look, I believe in you, and that was after I lost, and I had lost 2 in a row, and he was still calling me like every day, and like, look, he's like, I believe in you. And I was like, okay, all right, because before I was just like, he's probably just like a scumbag manager or something like that.
Yeah, far from it, man.
Yeah,
he's
dude,
he's
that
one of the
dude's
classier
that
guys
dude's a
out
different
there.
level, man. Like,
Yeah.
I've dealt with a ton of managers, and Jason is probably one of the guys that cares the most
Yeah.
about who he represents.